Same topic here. We are looking at professional vocab for the Government of Canada. This is a free course that I offer, of course, and basically we're looking at if you know the words, you know the question. If you know the question, you know the answer. And so ultimately we need vocab. It's not time for grammar. It's not time for explanation. And I would say beware of a lot of people who do offer you stuff otherwise. Free information, all that. We never know really what background they have. But here's what I'd like to tell you. The government of Canada, French in Canada is very unique in the world, and not in the sense that it is transformed or changed. It is tremendously accurate because in English, we have a tremendously accurate form of English, d'accord, for our government. Alors, our government of Canada, our workplaces, our banking, and so on. Canada is a world leader. We leave nothing to doubt, nothing to confusion. And so, government of Canada and all that kind of Canadian business, Canadian workplace is extremely accurate in English. It is also extremely accurate in the French sense. Alors, this is fairly unique. When you know this French, you are set for life everywhere in the world. On continue. Question 12. Selon le texte ci-dessus, dessus means above. D'accord. Alors, dessus means on top. Alors, dessus, let's go with this. Dessus means above, or on top of, I'll write that down, on top of, dessus. And so, ci-dessus is going to be the concept of here above. Okay. Alors, selon. Well, let's go look at selon again. I'm sure we've done these words before, but it's always nice to see them again. Selon is according to. According to, plus whoever it's according to. Alors, selon le texte, according to the text. Selon moi, according to me. Selon toi, according to you. Selon vous, proper, more polite, more professional for sure. Selon vous, according to you. And so on. We are going to move that over here, and we are happy with that context here. Selon le texte ci-dessus, Denise a dû. A dû is going to be had to. Had to. Donner is to give. Donner is to give. It's not to donate. Donner is to give. Une copie. Une copie is a copy. Du plan, of the plan. A copy of the plan. De sa. Sa is her presentation. Meaning the sense of ownership here. And here is something you should know. Let's go with the concept of la présentation. Alors, la présentation is feminine. It means la. In English, we don't have gender for things, but we do have it in French. La présentation, the presentation itself, is feminine. Alors, it doesn't matter if it's Denise, who is a lady, or if it's Paul, who is a guy. Paul's a guy, but it's still, if it said selon texte ci-dessus, Paul, a guy, a masculine, a male, a masculine will have donné une copie de sa présentation nonetheless. La présentation is the fact that presentation is feminine. The sa is not because it is hers, like in English, because she is a lady. It's because the presentation, no matter who owns it, guy or gal, is feminine. That is a different concept. In English, it's his keys or it's her keys. My keys are his keys. Alors, it's his keys. Paul's keys. It's her keys. Because keys take the gender of whoever owns it. In French, it's not who owns it. It's what is owned. The keys are feminine. Une clé. Alors, regardless, it's going to be sa clé, whether it's a guy or a gal who owns it. There is no his or hers. It's only the one that is his, based on, alors in this case, it will be her presentation, but it would be in English translated to his presentation. Alors, it doesn't matter. Ça is his or her is what I'm trying to get to here. That's a bit more grammar than I want to give you, but I think you should know these things. Aux participants, to the participants. Alors, what is AUX? A is to. A plus le is going to be O. Alors, I give it aux participants because there's only one of them. But if there are many of them, A plus les is equal to them. Alors, to them. Alors, I give it to the participants. Very good. On continue. On va continuer dans une autre couleur. Let's go pick another color. I like a nice strong purple here. Alors, on va continuer. Doit envoyer. Doit is must. Envoyer, let's see it again, is to send. We send a lot of things. Un courriel is going to be an email. Avec is capital importance. With. Le plan, the plan, de la présentation, the plan of the presentation. Le dismay. Le dismay is May 10th. Okay, but it's a language difference here. Alors, May 10th actually means on May 10th. Because that will actually, I don't want to answer the question, but I do want you to understand what you're reading. Must send an email with his plan on the 10th of May. It's not around the 10th of May. It's not before the 10th of May. It's not no later than. It says on the 10th of May. That is what that translates to. We don't have the word on, you will notice. French concept. D'accord. On continue. Doit donner une copie de l'ensemble. Alors, maybe you've heard in English, an ensemble. An ensemble will be my outfit. What a wonderful outfit I'm wearing. Very good. But ensemble means together, which is such a nice concept, such a nice thing. D'accord? That's what I boast. That's why I offer this French training here. Parce que one nation. Ensemble, together. Very good. L'ensemble de. L'ensemble de is a whole. Alors, the whole of it, the entirety, the completion, d'accord, the totalness of, l'ensemble de la journée, the summary, the completion, all of parts of the day. I wouldn't say l'ensemble de la journée, but I might say perhaps l'ensemble de mon travail. That's all of my work as a whole. D'accord. Alors, l'ensemble de, the complete package. L'ensemble de la présentation, for example, here. Alors, l'ensemble de la présentation is the presentation as a whole. As a whole. We could go with, I like maybe this translation, the entirety of the presentation. D'accord, that doesn't sound very good, but it means all of it. All of it, all parts of it. And that's what we want here. L'ensemble, all of it. I'll put it in this kind of context here. Avant, well, that's different from on the 10th of May. It's avant, before. Avant is before. Before on 12th of May, before the 12th of May. Very good. That's very different concept. I'm going to put it here to keep it away from the other one. D'accord. Doit penser à téléphoner. Alors, I will need that room here. Doit penser. Penser is to think. I will put this in a different color. Very clustered over here. Let's go with a nice orange color. Let's hope it's bright enough. Alors, je vous en prie. I thank you. Sorry for the delay. Penser, to think. Doit penser à téléphoner. Téléphoner, to phone, to telephone is how we'll say it. À téléphoner, alors to phone. I'll write that down. Téléphoner is to phone, to téléphone au participant. Alors, oui, to phone, téléphoner à is how we do it. To phone to phone someone in English. In English, I will phone Paul. In French, I will phone to Paul. Téléphoner à. Téléphoner à les participants, aux participants, to the participants, pour leur parler. Pour is going to be in order to. In order to. It's for talking to them. But if I say for talking to me, for talking to you, I will sound broken in English. It sounds like a broken English. Alors, what we are looking for is in order to. In order to them speak, leur is them in this context here. Alors, leur is going to be them. To them talk. Pour leur parler. Alors, I'll go with leur parler. Parler, you might know, is parler is going to be to speak. D'accord? Pour leur parler, to them speak. To them speak, which means, of course, to speak to them. Because parler, and I want this to be further away. Okay, I want this one to be lower a bit, and I can put parler elsewhere. To speak to them. Because parler is to speak. De la présentation, of the presentation, to talk about the presentation. There you go. We got some big concepts that could be very confusing here. Alors, they must give it on the 10th of May. No. Maybe they need to give it before the 10th of May. The 12th of May, the 10th, the 12th, with and together, l'ensemble, ensemble. Let's do it together. Ensemble, we're doing something together. L'ensemble is different. Ensemble, and I could say maybe here, ensemble versus l'ensemble. Alors, I will do that. D'accord. And that will matter. That will matter because I will change the context. A small mistake, big discrepancy in our understanding. And so what can we do? Let's learn the words. That's all we can do. Learn the words. This is the exact same training that every language school in Ottawa, which after all is the Canadian national capital. Let's not forget, this is where there is French and English. This is where we need this kind of material. And so every language school, and I've worked at the best of them, they offer exactly this training, but they charge you $55, $60 an hour as of 2026. And that's like a discount. That's them doing a good job with real material. You might end up with somebody who's not that good, not that experienced, not that relevant. You're getting this for free, so please enjoy it. And that's all I ask. That's all I want. I just want everybody to learn. Enjoy. Let me show my face here. D'accord? Compréhension de l'écrit is what we are doing, and this is the Canadian government type of French. It is good for public servants. It's also good for anybody in a professional context. And if you are a younger person in school, let's go with you are a student, whether you are done high school or not, let's go with this will be good for you, but it is a very specific lingo, professional. If you are in university, this should be tremendous to you because your mind is always working. And of course, this is the type of language you will see soon. You might have seen French in high school. You did not see this real workplace kind of lingo yet. Get ahead of it. Keep up the good work, my friends.